Well, it looks like aliens are actually real. So, 2020 has been such a crazy and weird year. Some of you guys might remember a couple months ago when the Pentagon officially released UFO footage, and they made public that they were actually investigating UFOs. Now, if you guys have known anything about UFOs, you know there's this huge conspiracy about how the government has been hiding aliens from the public. So it was definitely really weird to see the Pentagon actually release UFO footage. And they did this in the middle of a global pandemic. Now, of course, since this is the year 2020, when this came out, everyone on Twitter, everyone on TikTok, YouTube was just memeing this. No one seemed to actually care that the Pentagon was releasing real UFO footage. Everyone just made a big joke out of it. Now, if this were like 50 years ago, you know the entire country would be in complete chaos. But people in 2020 are just a different breed. When the aliens come down and start probing people, instead of being scared and running away, everyone is just gonna laugh and think it's funny. Now, this wasn't the only thing that came out. A few months ago, it was reported that the Pentagon had vehicles not made of this Earth. Now, keep in mind, this was mainstream, real news outlets reporting on this. This wasn't some crack job website. This was like CNN, Yahoo, the New York Times. Everyone was talking about this. Apparently, the government just has vehicles that weren't made on this Earth. So the only thing that can mean is that these vehicles were made by aliens. And then, a couple days ago, TMZ broke the news that an Israeli space official came out and confirmed that aliens were real. And he also said that these aliens have a galactic federation. Now, it wasn't just TMZ that was covering this. Pretty much every mainstream news outlet was covering this. And even the most trustworthy news source, Drama Alert, was covering this. And I'm just gonna let Drama Alert explain this for himself.
Okay, for those of you that are just like, too lazy to read the TMZ article, let me just go through it all right? This is what went down. All right, basically, in Israel, there is this guy that worked like in the military defense from the 1980s to 2010. He confirmed in a recent interview that 100% aliens, all right, have been working with the U.S. government for years, many, many years. In fact, they have some type of deal where we're allowing the aliens to go ahead and do research here on this planet, and the aliens are giving us some type of technology or whatever. And, they have this like group called the Galactic Federation that the U.S. is a part of with the aliens and other aliens. And they have a base, an underground base on Mars where humans and aliens are working together in the underground base at Mars right now as we speak. So that's what's going on. That's what's being said. All right. I believe it. We had the Pentagon coming out and approving videos that were released in 2017. They went and confirmed them in 2020 that the videos of the UFOs recorded by, military personnel are real, 100% real. We got Harry Reid saying, dude, there's so much more information on this aliens and UFOs that have never come to light today. If there is anyone out there on the internet or anyone out there watching this video right now that is thinking to themselves, yeah, aliens aren't real, aliens aren't here, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're wrong. And in that article, Trump was supposed to be blowing off the lid on the aliens thing, but apparently he agreed not to because he doesn't think that people can handle it. Trump, if this is true, we can handle it. We're ready. Like 70% of Americans believe that the aliens are here, that the U.S. government is working with them before this article came out today. Bro, release this. Think about the people that are alive right now that only have like a couple years left of their life. They're going to die on this planet not knowing 100% that there's other life out there.
So apparently, the U.S. government has actually made a deal with these aliens, and they're even up on Mars working with these aliens. Now, I know that sounds crazy. This is coming from some old dude that used to work for the Israeli government, and he could be crazy. As far as anybody knows, this guy could be completely crazy. But at the same time, he isn't the only official that has come out and said that aliens are real. Over the years, plenty of other government officials have come out, and even one of the guys that went to the moon has said that aliens are real. Now, most of these people have been old, so every time they have come out, everyone just mocks them and says that they're crazy. But at the same time, we know that this universe is pretty much infinite, right? So the chance that aliens don't exist are pretty much zero. So yes, aliens are real. If you just look at Earth, look at how many animals there are. We have sea animals, we have flying animals, ground animals, animals that live in the dirt, animals everywhere, creatures everywhere, microorganisms. So there is just no possible way that Earth is the only planet in the entire infinite universe that has life. Really, the only thing that's debatable right now is whether or not these aliens have actually been to Earth. And I want to say I am at least 90% sure that aliens at some point have been on Earth. If you look throughout history, there have been so many UFO sightings. UFO sightings that just wouldn't be possible with the current technology at the time. There is even old paintings with pictures of UFOs. So there's only a few possibilities. Either it's aliens, or it's time travelers, or it's people from another dimension. And I would say the most likely, the most possible, or reasonable explanation is aliens. Or maybe it's just Russia. I don't know, maybe 500 years ago, Russia just had some crazy technology. And maybe even now, they just have crazy technology that they don't actually use, and apparently they just use to terrorize people. I don't know. But that's usually what people say anytime one of these UFO videos come out. It's either Russia or it's aliens. And I want to believe that it's aliens. Alright, but in all seriousness, I do believe in aliens, and I am pretty convinced that they have been to Earth. But this guy's story is definitely a little crazy. It could be possible. This could be 100% true. But he also says that Trump knows about it and has tried to blow the lid on this, but he was told not to. Now, this is Donald Trump we're talking about, alright? This guy cannot be controlled by anyone. And that's what people hate about him, and that's also what people love about him. Donald Trump is the type of dude that would leak this immediately. If he knew about aliens, he would tell the public. And if he has known about this since he was president, he would have definitely leaked this to try and get a second term. Imagine if Donald Trump had been the first president to confirm that aliens were real. He would have been insanely popular. Even people that don't like him would have probably voted for him because of that. And even now, when he's pretty much lost the election, he has nothing to lose. So this would be the perfect time for him to come out and say, yeah, aliens are real. Here's the proof. But he hasn't done that. So it's kind of hard to believe that Donald Trump knows all this, but hasn't leaked it out yet. Now, I have seen people refute this point by saying, if Donald Trump would come out about this, then he would most likely be killed. But this is the President of the United States that has one of the biggest Twitter accounts. If he came out about this and died, that would 100% confirm that aliens are real. So that really doesn't make much sense in 2020. Maybe in the past, before everything was recorded and saved on the internet, but in the year 2020, there is no way that you could just get away with killing a president that says aliens are real. You just couldn't do that. So yeah, these are just my thoughts on this entire situation. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel.